What's up, everybody? I know it's been a hot minute since I've talked some mess on here. That's actually a lie. I'm always talking mess on this app, but I've had a couple people, especially my follower Leon up in Canada, just became a Canadian citizen from the proud nation of the Republic of South Africa, now living in Canada. Ask me about some headlines in the rugby world. So we're going to go through a few of these headlines, and I will give my opinions, and you can either tear me apart in the comment section, as some of you like to do, or you can agree with me. Honestly, at the end of the day, I don't really care. So the first one we're going to go through, would you welcome investment from Saudi Arabia in rugby? And you want my honest opinion on this. You want my honest fucking opinion on this. Look, World Rugby is fucking around and they're going to become a criminal organization like FIFA doing some shit like this. We already know the tournament's happening in Qatar. Do I want Saudi investment in the sport right now? No, not right now. Not right now. We already know they're about to bail out the Premiership Rugby in England. They bailed out the football teams. Live, they're pretty much putting PGA out of business. You're fucking around and you're going to become a criminal organization like FIFA is. We all know FIFA is a criminal organization at this point. World Rugby is playing with that same game. So my personal opinion, no, I don't want Saudi investment money at this point. Next on the list, we've got former All Black and current San Diego Legion player Ma'an Nonu saying South Africa hit the jackpot. They left because of Sanzar, but their teams have gotten better and better. The Stormers played the first year in the URC and won the competition. I don't know if I'm in the minority of this. You guys know me. I'm a massive Waikato Chiefs supporter. I do love New Zealand rugby. It's great. It's the only competition as far as teams that I think are equal to ours. Do I miss Super Rugby? Yeah, a lot of times I do. Because I actually knew every team and most of the players. I don't know that in the URC because there's so many of them and I just can't follow all of them. Now, what I don't miss is having to stay up until 12:35, 1 in the morning to watch games from New Zealand and Australia. I don't fucking miss that whatsoever. I live in the United States. South Africa start times are usually early morning here to mid morning, sometimes right around noon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the latest. I do not miss middle of the night games, but I do miss the competition. And I think you can seriously see that in Super Rugby now that the competition has gone way down because Australia is just not there. And New Zealand teams needed South African teams to keep them on their toes. Now, I know they're going to try and add the Jaguares back in the next year or two, and I think that's a horrible idea. The travel is going to be insane. And I think for all the Northern Hemisphere teams thinking that they could have cracked it in Super Rugby, you couldn't have done these 7 and 8 hour travels. You just wouldn't. You're fatigued beyond crazy. So I miss it for the competition, but I do think the URC is better. I do enjoy the games a bit more. I feel like the Northern Hemisphere teams have gotten better. The South African teams have had to change a bit to figure out how to win. And here is the big one. This will be the big rant in the video. For free kicks, teams can no longer opt for a scrum. Instead, they are required to tap or kick the ball to keep play moving. Now, let's just face facts here, folks. If Damien Falemsa Gaza had called for that and we had lost the scrum, there would have never been a conversation about this whatsoever. Not one. Not one. But I want you to name me another World Cup winning nation that after they won, they had to change the rules. Take your time. Yeah, yeah. And this isn't the only thing. I mean, they were going absolutely ape shit over the 7-1 split. It was a mockery to the game. And it worked. I don't want to go into some big ass conspiracy theory here, but I will if I have to. Because the fact of the matter is that the tier 1 nations is a big kids table. And they fucking really do not want us at the table. They don't. You got all this money in Europe, you got these. We're the odd man out, but for some reason we have how many? Oh, yeah, we have 4 World Cup titles. I don't recall them doing that when New Zealand went back to back. I don't. And I'm old enough to remember them going back to back. You could call it, oh, you guys have this victim complex, but like, look, man, when you don this jersey, when you wear the hat, when you ink the flag into your skin, you know what comes with it. It's a big kids' table, and they don't want the poor one from Africa to be able to pull up a chair and take a seat. But they have absolutely no problem using our players whatsoever. Not a single fucking problem with it. But thankfully, we've got a mastermind and a now quote unquote doctor as a head coach who is already thinking a step ahead. It's no coincidence who our coaches are now, guys. There's no coincidence whatsoever because he knew they're going to come after it. We're going to have to change it again. It's no coincidence that Jaco Piper is now in the coaching staff within the group. It's no coincidence, guys. He knew this was coming, and he's thinking a step ahead. But who knows? Maybe they'll go the way of rugby league. Maybe they'll change, what's necessary to qualify to play for a country, and we'll be facing a whole, you know, European nation where half the guys have last names like Nonu or Tupelotu. I know that's what it's going to be because there are certain countries that weren't even relevant until they started using players like that. And I'll just leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section.